Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back to the last candle review of the day. We are ending the day with a delicious gourmand. This is Kringle Butter Rum Cafe, and this fragrance is new for the holiday 2024 season. And this is a message to all of my fellow gourmand lovers out there. You're probably going to want to check this one out. It is delightful. Today has been a day of very positive, just fragrance reviews overall. So that feels nice. It's always nice to have a group of candles that you are really enjoying. So if you missed the first two reviews, I did review Country Candle Christmas Time in the City, as well as Homeworks Crackling Fireside. Both of those videos will be listed and linked in the description box right below this video here. I'll also put a link to where to purchase Butter Rum Cafe, as well as a discount code that'll save you at least 15% off this one, or as always, use your rewards if you have any available. This candle is not on sale quite yet, but I do anticipate that probably after Thanksgiving, or maybe even like kind of leading up to Thanksgiving, that they might start having some holiday sales popping up. So at any rate, let's dig into this one, you guys, because it is so utterly delicious and it happens to be a great performer. Listen, I will readily admit that when it comes to some of the releases here for holiday 2024, that Kringle has been kind of struggling. I think that they're gonna make it right. If there is one thing that I always trust Kringle to do, it is to kind of go back to the drawing board and seeing if they can tweak things to make the performance, the strength, the throw, the fragrance itself better. So, but this one here, I have had no issues, and I'll just kind of show you. I am definitely at the halfway point here. I did just light this one right before starting this video because I have been enjoying my Christmas Time in the City and my vintage pomade together, and this one doesn't necessarily make sense with either of those two fragrances. So anyway, you guys, let's dig into it with the usual, where we're going to talk about the scent description, the fragrance notes. I'll tell you what my nose actually smells. And then we will talk about the strength and throw and any burn issues. So, all right, the scent description reads: Butter Rum Cafe, the warm aroma of gently toasted butter pecan swirls with golden rum essence and a decadent caramel drizzle layered over a creamy cafe and pure vanilla bean. They had me at pure vanilla bean. I love a vanilla bean. Let me know, are you a bigger fan of French vanilla or vanilla bean? I don't know what it is, but French vanilla, I just cannot. I think that French vanilla ice cream is the grossest thing that I've ever had. I don't think that I like that custardy note. And when it comes to the French vanilla fragrance, I just think it smells really artificial usually, but vanilla bean always smells pure and like the real thing to me. So the top notes here are caramel and butter. The mid notes are nut and spice, and the base is cream and vanilla. Listen, this is definitely, I would consider this to be like a more basic type of fragrance, but this is another case where it's just incredibly well done and smells so authentic and honestly edible, or I don't know, drinkable, if you will. It is so good. The very first thing that I actually smell is the caramel. And listen, I'm not a caramel girly. I mentioned in my Christmas Time in the City review that there are a few fragrance notes that I typically don't love. I have found myself coming around to a lot more caramel fragrances this past year, but I'm still, I would say, pretty picky about them. This caramel, however, is really smooth and it's not overly sweet. I think that's maybe my beef mostly with a lot of caramel fragrances, is they just get to be cloying to my nose very, very quickly. That is not the case with this one. I have been burning this candle at least 5 hours at a go, and not once during any of those 5-hour burns have I thought to myself, ugh, it's too much caramel. It's the perfect amount with the most ideal level of sweetness to my nose. This does smell really buttery. I will say that butter note is very accurate here. This smells really rich, really decadent. Like you would probably gain about 5 pounds just smelling this thing. It is a very authentic, rich butter fragrance, and it blends with that caramel like the two were meant to be together. There is a nuttiness to this fragrance for sure, and it is very much, I think, a pecan type fragrance. To me, it smells more like a roasted pecan. Definitely gives those holiday vibes with those pecan notes. It's perfect, just the right amount of nuttiness here. The spices honestly aren't too overwhelming either. I do think that there is a little combination of maybe like a touch of a Ceylon cinnamon, a little dash of nutmeg, and I feel like I also smell a little bit of cardamom in this one. I actually did not smell the cardamom in the Christmas time in the city, but I'm getting some cardamom here. So even though it's not listed as an actual note, I feel like that's what I'm smelling. Now the base of the cream and the vanilla, I think this is where this one really shines. This is the perfect amount of creaminess, you guys. It is so smooth and just rich smelling. I love that vanilla bean. And the cream note, it almost smells like there is a dollop of whipped cream on top of this butter rum cafe. Now I kind of, just because of maybe the label and the name, I expected there to be a little bit of a coffee note to this one, but I really don't smell coffee in here at all. So if you have that expectation and you think you're gonna be disappointed by this one because you're not really getting any of that cafe or, you know, coffee type note, then I would say skip it. Now this is available in the different formats. You can get this in the daylights, the wax melts, there's a 3-wick, and there's also this large jar here. If you are at all questioning yourself about this one, go for the daylights, go for the wax melts. In fact, I think that I might order a couple of wax melts myself because this is one where, and I just kind of want it all over the house. It is really delicious. This is one that I would absolutely consider stocking up on if there is a really good end of year sale at Kringle. I'm not supposed to be doing that. Listen, I'm trying to be a reformed candle hoarder here, but scents like this make it really hard because I'm always afraid that companies are going to discontinue my favorites. So, but I would certainly be tempted to pick up at least 1 or 2 for next year. Oh, hold on. We've got a phone ringing. All right, guys, sorry about that little interruption there. Got yet another spam call. Raise your hand if you are receiving a ridiculous amount of spam calls these days. I have no idea what is happening, but every time my phone rings, like it's not someone that I know. I feel like my friends and family just know to text me anyway. I'm one of those that never answers her phone anyway. So unless it's Craig or Stella or my mom, I'm not answering my phone. So anyway, you guys, let's get back into it. Obviously, I was talking about how I could be tempted to pick up 1 or 2 more of these. Yeah, I really think that I could be. So we'll see. But yeah. It is delicious, you guys. Honestly, the authenticity here just makes this one such a winner. And let's talk strength and throw because I have 0 complaints here. Listen, this is performing like how Kringle Candle, or how I personally expect Kringle Candle to perform for me in this type of 2-wick format. I'm getting a solid throw of 7, like probably more, between like a 7 and an 8. It kind of varies from burn to burn, I'll admit that, but it is quite potent, it is quite strong, and it is a very noticeable fragrance. This is not subtle. So if you're looking for subtlety, I'm not sure that I would recommend this one, but it is delicious. So if you're looking for yummy, definitely go for it. The throw, I would put right between a 7 and an 8 as well. Listen, it does fill a large part of the downstairs of my house. It is more than a room filler. It spills out into other areas very easily. And I think that the strength and throw of this one are quite good. I think I would like to see this one in a 4-wick format, because I do think that for me, being a gourmand lover, I could handle this in a 4-wick, but I do think that there are certain people who maybe are looking for a little bit more subtlety that might be better off with this 2-wick format. But I would take this in like a 9 out of 10 strength and throw very easily. I think I could get along with that quite well, actually. So, as just in this 2-wick format, it is performing perfectly. I mean, I don't have any complaints here. It also pairs really well with other gourmands, and it has been doing quite well this week with some of the holiday tree scents that I've been burning as well. It just honestly gives a warm, cozy holiday vibe for sure. So if that's what you're looking for, I think you've got a winner here. Any burn issues? Let's go ahead and turn the candle to the side. It has started to pool out a little bit more, as you can see. This one definitely forms a decent sized wax pool with each of the burns, but it doesn't get terribly deep, which is kind of interesting. I will say, I have had no issues with discoloration or sooting or anything like that here. I didn't do this with the Christmas time in the city because that one was quite hot at the top, but since I just lit this one, I think I'll be able to get away with it. But I'm just gonna wipe the inside of the jar here so that you guys can see that there's no discoloration on my finger. So it's got a really good clean burn to it. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with this one, and I would definitely recommend it. If you're at all curious about it, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up. I highly recommend it. Let me know if you picked this one up and what your thoughts on it are, and also what your experience has been with the strength and the throw. Always share that so that people can see a variety of opinions in the comments. Also, if you know anyone that might enjoy this one, send them this video. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch these reviews today. I hope that they were helpful in helping you decide whether you want to invest in any of these candles or not. Yeah, and if you're new around here, subscribe. There is a lot more home fragrance content to come over the course of the next couple months here. So yeah, join me. All right, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.